This is Armageddon TV.
What's up? This your main man, Mikey Jukes, coming back one more time for your mind with another episode of Armageddon TV. Today I'm going to tell you about something that I found out. The book of Joshua talks about a battle of AI. Yeah. So AI is a city in Canaan, which means the word AI, which is spelled literally AI, means heap of ruins. The heap of ruins. It was a city in Canaan mentioned in the Hebrew Bible in the book of Joshua, and it was conquered by the Israelites headed by Joshua during the conquest of Canaan. Okay, so I'll read something to you about this. Basically they had to try to fight these people in AI several times. The first time they failed because of a sin that was committed by one of the Israelites named Achan. You can read about that. The second time they succeeded because they handled that person Achan and that sin, and God gave them a plan. And so with that plan, they went and they conquered AI, literally burned it to the ground, just destroyed it. The name means heap of ruins, literally. Okay, so you can think about it like this: the name Jesus and Joshua means the same thing. Joshua is the Hebrew name of Jesus. Jesus is the Greek transliteration of the Hebrew word Joshua, because it's transliterated to Iesus in Greek, and then to Jesus, and then to Jesus in English. So it's a transliteration of the word Joshua. So technically, you could say this is the battle of Jesus against AI. Or you could say that it's the battle of Joshua against AI, but it's the same thing. All right. So Joshua in 8:28, it says Joshua burned Ai and made it a permanent heap of ruins, a desolate place to this day. He impaled the body of the king of Ai on a pole. That's a revelation. And left it there until evening. At sunset, Joshua ordered them to take the body off the pole, throw it down on the ground at the entrance of the city gate, and they raised a large pile of rocks over it, which remains to this day. So that is very interesting, considering AI may be the very thing that Jesus returns in regards to. Revelation 13:15 says, the second beast was given power to give breath to the image of the first beast, so that the image could speak and cause all refuse to worship the image to be killed. So, as I always say, we know what that is, because the only thing we have the power to give the ability to speak to would be an AI robot. Okay? Not a statue or nothing else. We know what it is. All right? But in Revelations 19:11 through 14, it says, I saw heaven standing open, and there before me was a white horse, whose rider is called Faithful and True. With justice he judges and wages war. His eyes are like blazing fire. On his head are many crowns, and he has his name written on him that no one knows but he himself. He is dressed in a robe dipped in blood, and his name is the Word of God. The armies of heaven were following him, riding on white horses and dressed in fine linen, white and clean. So, he's returning to have a battle. He's returning for war. The war may be against AI. So the book of Joshua, chapter 7 and 8, could actually be a revelation of what is coming. The battle between Jesus Christ. And so starting at Revelation 13:15, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Okay, so somehow an image of the beast is given the power to speak. Okay, so back in the old days, they used to think that was a talking statue, but we know in 2023 there's no such thing as talking statues. So let's look at the original Greek word that was used, all right, using the Strong's Concordance. All right, so with the image is the word image is here icon or icon, as we would say in America, but it's icon, which is an image, figure, or likeness, the image of one in whom the likeness of anyone is seen. icon. Okay, so if we look at the word Android, utilizing Wiktionary.org, you see here that andros, which is the root word of android, andros, it means man. And then the second half, which is, the oid or the eidos, the second half of the word android, the root word, which is more like androides, which comes out to like andro and eides or eidos, which is the second part of android. That means form, image, or shape, appearance, or look. So the word android literally means appearance or likeness of a man. Whereas here, we see that we're talking about the image or likeness of a beast. However, let's take a look at that word beast. Beast. G2342. The original word is, let's see, therian, which means an animal, a wild beast, or a brutal or savage or a bestial man. So, android is literally the same thing as what they're talking about here. So, it is my belief that an android is going to be what is exhibited when we see the image of the beast. Okay? And so you might say, well, why is an android evil? Because there is an event that is coming and very soon that's going to basically upend all of human civilization. It's called the technological singularity. And according to Wikipedia, it is a hypothetical future point in time at which technological growth becomes uncontrollable and irreversible, resulting in unforeseeable consequences for human civilization. So it's going to be like a runaway reaction, an explosion of, um, technology and intelligence, where the technology becomes, more and more smarter uh, through recursive self improvement, and at such a rate that we won't even be able to perceive it. So it's going to just basically uh, go from being the pet to the master, and we'll go from being the masters to the pet. Like literally overnight whenever this occurs. So we don't know what's going to happen next after that. We don't know how the robots are going to treat us, um, you know, or if it's in the power of a person, how they may use it to, you know, to take over the world. Anything like this. These things can happen. I mean, they literally could. Just basically take over all the technology in the world with one super intelligent AI. That's the end game. That's basically the end game. And if we know that this is the end game, and the Bible also is talking about an end game, then why are we not seeing that these two events are related? I mean, this is it. It's not nuclear war. It's none of that. This is basically what it's all about. This is what it's all about. If demonic beings are able to influence biological robots, which are human beings, how much easier would it be for them to influence artificially intelligent robots? So that's how we know that the decisions that will be made will not be in the best interest of mankind, one way or another. This is the end game. So we're going to talk about this more in the future. But I have been very clear about my belief that the technological singularity is going to usher in Armageddon, and that this is the big event. Look, the internet is wicked. You know it. You see it every day. We are incapable of creating something and then have it be used strictly for good. It's just not possible because of just the makeup of mankind. It's more evil than good. And the internet, as you can see, is being used for more evil than good, even right now. So how much more will AI be used for evil as opposed to for good? There are people in this world who, they desire, they want chaos, and they're looking forward to it. I tell you what, though, you better get your house in order because this is coming. Some people say it can happen within 5 years. What are you going to do? Are you going to be ready? Or are you just going to wait to see what happens and kind of go with the flow? Because if that's what you're going to do, you're probably going to be one of the first people who wind up dead, because you're not going to be prepared for it when it hits. You may ask yourself, what can I do, if I know about it? Well, it's better to be prepared than to be not prepared. If somebody goes to swing a punch and punch you in the stomach, if you don't brace yourself, the wind is going to get knocked out of you. You could fall backward and hurt yourself. But if you are ready for it, you'll be braced. You have a plan for, how to respond. So being prepared in any situation as opposed to not being prepared is a good thing. So start thinking about this. You know, how far do you want to go in this, technologically retarded, crazy world? How far do you want to go with it? How much of your information are you going to continue to give to these AIs? Information about yourself. You may think you're insignificant, but what if there's somebody who's close to you who is very significant, and then you become, the conduit that gets them taken down? We don't know. We don't know who's important and who's not important in this situation as of yet, but it's going to become clear. It's going to become clear. I'm sure there's going to be some type of resistance. So, you know, all your favorite horror movies about the machines taking over and the resistance, I believe all that is based on a soon to unfold reality. And that's real talk. And it's going to be so bad that Jesus himself is going to have to return to intervene. That's real talk. And a lot of you are just walking around with your heads in the clouds like it'll never happen. And you all are going to be the one who are the first to go. The first to go. I would advise any of you to do a little bit of studying on your own about the technological singularity, about artificial intelligence, and about the Bible, the book of Revelation. Start reading the whole book, the whole Bible. But I want you all to start putting two and two together and stop thinking of these events as being totally exclusive of one another. No, these events are all intertwined. They all have something to do with one another. Even the fact that I'm warning you right now. So we'll be talking again soon. This is your boy, Granddaddy Mike, bringing the facts and the truth and the warning.